Hey everyone, hope you're doing well and thank you for joining me here in the loft, where today we will be, as normal on a Tuesday, going through my portfolio, seeing what's happened over the last week in regards to value, dividends, buys, sells, everything like that, just so that you're updated and you can see what's going on with my portfolio on a week-to-week basis. So let's not waste any time and jump straight in. And we can see that as of last week, I had a portfolio value of £3,157 with a return of 11.7%. Working out to be around £332. This is obviously in gains, and if we go through the week to the current weekend where we are now, we come to a new portfolio value of £3,186 with a return of 12.4%, working out to be around £351. So over the last week, we've essentially managed to grow the portfolio by about 0.7%, and we've seen around £20, should I say, in overall increase in gains. If we, as normal, compare this to the VOO Vanguard ETF just to see where we stand on a comparable basis, I'm not particularly fussed with this, but I thought it is always good to include, and we can see that the ETF has actually moved up around 1%, which does slightly outbeat my portfolio, which has only gone up 0.7%. However, I do feel this is quite closely in line with the average market, so I'm not particularly concerned here, but I do have a slight bit of a complex about this because I like to see the numbers going up because it means I'm making more money, which everyone likes to make more money. But at the same point, when the prices go down, it means that I can buy into more of the stocks at a lower cost value. So take what you will from that. Moving over to look at the buys and sales and see what I've bought and sold over the last week. We come to the first transaction that took place on the 4th, and this was me selling 3 shares of Barclays, which was my entire position, for a total of £5.34, which netted me around £2.45-ish in profit. I used this and some of the remaining funds that were in the portfolio to go and buy 0.5 of a share, so half of a share of Omega Healthcare Investors. This cost me a total of £12.63 and brings my total position to around 4.5 shares in total. Due to the FX impact, I am actually showing as being down on Omega Healthcare, and overall I'm down about 0.46%, though if we actually look at the stock itself, I'm actually up 2% on the overall stock, and it's just the FX that is bringing me down on that position. Now that I've sold Barclays and I've bought Omega Healthcare instead, we have seen a slight change to the yearly dividends as expected. So essentially by selling Barclays, I've lost out on around 6 to 12p every single year, because they pay on average 1 to 2p per share every 6 months. And by buying Omega, appreciated that I have used a little bit of additional funds, I've now been able to add around 20 pence per quarter. So currently I've increased my yearly dividends by around 68 pence per year. Talking of dividends, almost as if it was planned, which it was to be fair, but anyway, let's move over and take a look at what payments I got over the last week. Now this starts off on the 4th with a payment from AT&T for a total of £1.27, and that was in exchange for me holding 4 shares at the ex-dividend date. This was then followed by CVS Health with a 37p payment for holding a total of 1.2 shares, and then rounding off that day on the 4th, we had a small 5p payment from JP Morgan, and this was for holding a measly 0.1 of a share. Moving over to the last payment for the week, we come to the 5th, and we have a payment of Verizon for a total of 4 pennies in exchange for the 0.1 of a share that I held at the ex-dividend date, though I have increased my position in Verizon since then, so hopefully next quarter we'll see a larger dividend from Verizon. In total, this brings my weekly dividends to £1.37, which is roughly £1 short of our ideal goal to get us to our monthly target, though it is still actually in line with what we expect to get throughout the month. So no real concerns. It is technically on target, but below my overall goal of what I would like to see. Now, here is where I would normally include a list of what companies have changed the most over the last week and which companies have lost the most amount of money over the last week. But unfortunately, I'm waiting for my access to Refinitiv to basically be renewed so that I can actually get this information. So in compensation for the fact that I don't have that information today, I'm going to show you this picture of a cute puppy. And hopefully that will make you feel better, even though we don't have the numbers that we would normally have in this video. Now, I hopefully will be able to return to normal next week and we will have that information. And I hope you enjoyed that photo of a puppy. And if you liked the photo of the puppy, you may like this video here. It's got nothing to do with puppies, but you may like it, you never know. So if you would like to help out and help the channel out by clicking that video, it would be greatly appreciated because YouTube seems to like that sort of stuff. And until next time, remember to invest, save, and subscribe.